These are the 6 reigning world champions in WGP1. Kevin Reiterer of Austria, Pro Ski Grand Prix world champion. Omoit Salih from Cambodia, Pro Sport Grand Prix world champion. Kasadit Tiraprati from Thailand, Pro-Am Runabout 1100 Open world champion. Mohamed Berbeya of Kuwait, Pro Runabout Grand Prix world champion. Jean-Bruno Pastorello, Endurance Open world champion of France. And Taiji Yamamoto of Japan, Pro Freestyle World Cup champion. And they all return in the WGP1 Waterjet World Series of 2025, the premier category for jet ski racing in the world.
My goodness!
Welcome to the WGP1 Waterjet World Series 2025, kicking off here in Osaka in Japan, the 3rd most populous city in the country, home to 2.7 million people. It's also home to the cherry tree and the Denzei flower, and with its laid-back cool attitude, friendly environment and party atmosphere, it's the perfect city to kick off the 2025 WGP1 campaign. It's a busy calendar in terms of mileage in 2025, kicking off in Japan. The beautiful city of Osaka couldn't be better suited to kick off our campaign, with its amazing nightlife and fantastic cuisine. Then we move on to Belgium, in the heartland of the country, where the Europeans love chocolate, commerce and jet ski about as much as anybody. Then we get to conclude the 2025 season with the perfect early Christmas present, the Thailand Grand Prix in Pattaya, one of the most bubbling and brewing cities in the entire world, with its fantastic nightlife, its formidable street food and magnificent landscapes. Thailand is one of the most fantastic locations on the planet and part of the DNA of jet ski racing. So, from Japan to Belgium to Thailand, it couldn't be more exciting and spectacular. And so our honoured dignitaries will open the event. Mr. Takashi Takashita, Executive Chairperson of Osaka City Council. Mr. Matsushisa Kojima, Chairman of the Japan Powerboat Association. Ms. Naomi Yamazaki, Chairwoman of the Japan Jet Sports Association. Mr. Pariket Subsahakam, Tournament Director of WGP1. And Mr. Fully Azwar, President of the Asian Association of the Waterjet Federation. It's a wonderful location to begin the season and a fantastic opportunity to celebrate Osaka.
大会委員長の竹下です。今回はこの大会が WGP1 大阪で開かれることに対しまして大阪府民挙げて皆さん感謝しております。今回はありがとうございます。
So here's what you'll see here from the first weekend in Osaka. We start with the stand-up jet skis from the Pro Ski Grand Prix, highlighting the ability to make sharp turns close to the buoys, which requires excellent balance. Then to the Pro Runabouts, sit-down jet skis with engine mods up to 2000cc, the most powerful and quickest in our competition. Then on to the Pro Sport Grand Prix, small sit-down, very agile and sleek in terms of cornering and very manoeuvrable. It'll be very exciting out on the water. Then the Runabout 1100 Open, medium-sized sit-down jet skis, limited to just 1100 cc's, a much more open competition. Then comes Pro Freestyle, acrobatics and gymnastics worthy of the Olympic Games out on the ocean wave. Bring it on. Finally, the Endurance Open, our jet ski marathon, 35 minutes on a long course around the perimeter. It's going to be very intense. We'll start our proceedings then with the Pro Ski Grand Prix, the stand-ups pushing the limit right to the edge. The layout here in Osaka is perfect for the start of the season. 13 turns to the left and 7 to the right, and the circuit itself will test everything a rider should be good at. Poise, control, discipline, and of course, speed. Those starting on the inside line will follow the outer perimeter of the white buoys. On the outside, they'll follow the red. Then go through the slaloms, each one depending on where they start. Then they'll join up again at the finish line to go into the actual lap itself, where once again, as always, poise, speed, control and balance are very important. At the westernmost buoy comes the option. You can go left or right. The distance is the same, but it's all about strategy and tactics. If you make a mistake and miss a buoy, there are penalty buoys that you'll have to take. So without further ado, let's meet the contenders in the Pro Ski Grand Prix opener here in Osaka. From the United States, plenty of top talent. Sebastian Girello and Ryder Wildeboer are back, but so too is the Vice World Champion from last year, James Wilson, hoping to beat Kevin Reiterer in a straight contest. Now to Asia and the home nation of Japan. Stand-up jet skis were basically invented here, so there are more riders in this category than any other from Japan. Akihito Matsuda, Atomo Yokoyama, Hideyuki Kurahashi, and of course Hideyoshi Yanai are amongst the big talent here, but there's a lot more to come. Joichiro Kaitano, Kazuho Sato, and then the up-and-rising talents of Kazuo Hattori and Kenji Takeda, big names out here in the country. There's a lot of youth in the class as well, from Koi Saito and Mao Sato. There's also the incredible young talent of Masaya Imahayashi, and Mizuo Hidaka is always a staple at these contests. We can also expect big things from the Masukos, Ryukichi and Ryuji. Shimizu Hideyuki is going to be strong, so too will Shogo Ibihara. Then Soshi Sato, another of the young talents rising through, Takahito Maezawa, and then Tomohiro Yamasaki will also add depth and balance. Toshi Samurai Ohara is of course going to be strong. Tsukasa Katayama and Yohei Yamamoto will be included in the mix, as of course will Yusuke Hirasaka and Yutaro Yamanaka. But all of the Japanese talents will be keeping an eye on Tanawin Moli, the man flying the flag for Thailand. He's sure to be strong. Over to Europe, and there's plenty of talent there too, not the least of whom from the world champion from Austria, Kevin Reiterer, 5 times a World Cup champion and the reigning world champion in WGP1. From Belgium, expect this to be a good year for Anthony Beernoot. He wants to step up to the big time and go for glory. And then from the Oceania region, Australia is going to have a very strong year if their young contender Jaden Richardson has any say in the matter. Now the format for this Pro Ski Grand Prix is going to be very intense. We've got 30 riders from all over the world taking part. 15 of them will then race in each heat. The top 8 from those will get automatic qualification through to the moto. But the 7 riders who don't make it through in Heat 1 or Heat 2 will then have to race each other in the last chance qualifier. Only the top 2 riders from that race will get to join the others in the final moto. It's a tough contest, but it means that you've got to be absolutely perfect in Heat 1 or be very strong in the last chance qualifier. Let's kick off the action with Pro Ski Grand Prix then in Heat 1. Obviously the fans are going to be keeping an eye on their local stars. Shogo Ibihara, Mao Sato, definitely keep an eye on those two. Also have a look for Tanawin Moli of Thailand. He'll be strong. Watch out for Jaden Richardson, the Australian, and also Toshi Samurai Ohara. They're going to be strong in this competition. There is Samurai getting himself ready. He was so strong in the World Cup in Thailand at the end of last season, and all eyes are going to be on the Aussie, Jaden Richardson, really wanting this to be his year. He's been threatening it for quite some time now. Now, Samurai is going to be on the inside line. Richardson is going to be on the outside line, so he'll have the wider trajectory early doors on the whole shot. But when they join forces again at the finish line, that's when things are going to be strong and we charge our way forward to the first buoy. Already Mao Sato straight out of the blocks and making a big launch forward as they go to the slaloms for the first time. Hideyoshi Yamai doing a great job on the inside lane. He's got the initial lead there, but it's Mao Sato on the outside lane who's got incredible speed and pace. But as he works his way through on this first heat, he's going to try and get away from Kazuo Hattori, who's riding very well indeed at the first part. So as they work their way through the slalom, it looks to me as though Mao Sato, he's actually missed a buoy on that first run. So he leads as he comes through. So unless he takes the penalty buoy on the next or third run, he's going to have to be docked. So Hideyoshi Yamai in second, Shogo Ibihara, and then Ryuji Masuko. Watch out for Kazuo Hattori as well. He's going to be strong. Samurai is in P6 in front of Moli, and then Kenji Takeda. Jaden Richardson currently only 9th position. That is not where the Australian wanted to be at all, and he's going to get caught up in the other rider's wash. So Hideyoshi Yamai riding well. Just needs to keep himself to himself here in second place. Mao Sato is not taking the buoy as Shogo Ibizu has gone through in the second position now. Big, strong race amongst the Japanese riders. There is Shogo Ibihara running a very good race indeed in second place. But Mao Sato has still not taken the penalty buoy. If he doesn't, he's going to be eliminated from the lead, and he hasn't. So Mao Sato will cross the line, convinced he's won the race, but he hasn't taken his penalty, so he will drop to the back. Look at the difference of emotions there on the sidelines. The Japanese happy, but the others know that this is not Mao Sato's race. He gets docked to the back, so Ebehara takes the win from Samurai, Ryoji Masuko, and Jaden Richardson. What a fight back to be P4 ahead of Hidetoshi Amai. So to the second heat and the first big test for the world champion Kevin Reiterer. He'll be on the outside lane. Sebastian Girello, the new American talent, will be on the inside lane along with Ko Saito and Atoma Yokoyama. Watch for James Wilson as well, the vice world champion of last year. He'll be starting on the outside lane with Kevin Reiterer. So there's some big opportunities here, but everyone wants to get out of the blocks and go through to the final without incident. There is Kevin Reiterer. He is the man to beat. If you like, the Schumacher of the sea, James Wilson. He is the number 300. He wants to take the title off Reiterer, but there are so many Japanese talents to beat as they work their way to the first turn. Let's find out who happens into the first. Let's see who gets forward first. That's Hideyuki charging forward. James Wilson is right on his tail, so they've got to go through the slaloms fairly evenly, but James Wilson emerges in front. Hideyuki in second position. Great work from Shimizu Hideyuki off the start. Then it's Soshi Sato, third place in front of Kevin Reiterer. Yoha Yamamoto, P5 from Ko Saito, and then Kurahashi ahead of Kazuho Sato in 8th position. Those are the 8 to go through so far, but Wilson really needing to control the pace here. He's going to have a lot of pressure from Hideyuki. Shimizu looking very solid and strong. Further back, there are some difficulties. He's stopping! Kevin Reiterer is stopping. The world champion of 2024 is out. That means he's going to have to go through via the last chance qualifier, and he'll only do that if he finishes first or second in that race. What drama to kickstart the 2025 season. His main rival, James Wilson, absolutely unchallenged in the end then to take the victory in Heat 2. What a start for the American. What a heartbreaker for the Austrian. So James Wilson beats Hideyuki, Sato, Yamamoto, Kurahashi, Kusato, Kazuho Sato, and Tomohiro Yamasaki. But Kevin Reiterer, along with the American Sebastian Girello, they are out into the last chance qualifier. My goodness me, there's going to be a lot of drama when we come back. Can Kevin Reiterer make it into the final? Welcome back to Osaka, the first round of the WGP1 Water Jets series, and it is going to be a very tense last chance qualifier for Pro Ski Grand Prix. These riders have to finish either first or second if they want to go through to the final motos, and it's tough for Kevin Reiterer. He didn't make it in the first of his heats. That's because he had a mechanical problem. Mao Sato was very strong. He won his heat, but was disqualified because he missed a buoy. So he's definitely going to be strong as we get ourselves ready for this last chance qualifier. There are too many talents here who don't want to go home early. Only 2 of them will make it. Let's see who it's going to be. It's a fantastic start out of the whole shot. Look at Mao Sato, straight to the front. No worries at all for the 88 as he launches forward. Kevin Reiterer, the world champion, under some pressure here to get through to the top 2. And Mao Sato is, of course, racing at home. So the expectation of the Japanese crowd, he will not want to let them down. As they go into the slaloms for the first time, Mao Sato looking confident round the outside. There's going to need to be a little bit more of a charge forward. There is Sato leading on the inside lane. Will he still be leading when they get to the line? Because, of course, that's the first time that the riders join forces. Kevin Reiterer, and no surprises, is leading on the outside lane. But will he be able to finish the job? He's got to finish either first or second. Mao Sato controlling the pace there, neck and neck as they run through. And there comes Ryder Wildebauer. He's on the inside lane as well. He's going to try and race Kevin Reiterer to the line. Mao Sato leads the way in the whole shot. And Ryder Wildebauer has beaten Kevin Reiterer out of the slaloms. Well, that means that Reiterer has got to try and make his overtake on Wildebauer. The rest of the field charging forward, but only first or second is going to be good enough. And if Reiterer can't get ahead of Wildebauer, then that's going to be game over for the world champion in the first race of the season. So Reiterer pushing Wildebauer. Mao Sato looking so confident. Now, interestingly, Reiterer went the same way as Mao Sato. So they've gone the same side. Now, could that be an advantage? Because Mao Sato leading the way comfortably, but he's clearly in a good rhythm out front. So Reiterer can use the local man's knowledge and expertise to cannon in behind him. They're going to come out of the run. Once again, the white flag is in the air. That means there's only going to be one more lap. And Reiterer's ahead. He's got in front of Wildeboer. So Kevin Reiterer back into second position. That is safety for the Austrian. But can he hold him? Ryder Wildeboer absolutely determined to catch up to him once again. There is the American. Slow and steady through this section of the course. What's going to count, of course, is the option after the westernmost buoy. So they'll go into the options now. Mao Sato going the same way is Reiterer, but Wildeboer went to the inside line. Is that going to be the tactical gameplay? Mao Sato looking good for the victory. He was denied it in the heat after missing the buoy. He's going to be perfect this time. Ryder Wildeboer has gone the same way as Sato. He's actually followed in his tracks, so this could be Wildeboer making a very smart tactical move here. Is it going to be enough to beat Reiterer to the line? Sato wins it. Oh my goodness! Wildeboer has knocked out Reiterer. Reiterer is out of the race. He doesn't make it. Ryder Wildeboer does. The American has just annihilated the world champion from the first event of the season. Can you believe it? Kevin Reiterer is out. Mao Sato and Ryder Wildeboer of the United States go through. The reigning world champion is out. So Shogo Ibehara, Toshi Samurai Ohara, Ryoji Misako, Jaden Richardson, and then Hideyoshi Yanai, as well as his countrymen Kazuo Hattori, Tanawin Moli of Thailand, and the final Japanese contender Akihito Matsuda. They go through from Heat 1. Fantastic work from Shogo Ibehara and Toshi Samurai Ohara in particular. Jaden Richardson keeping his options open there in the top 4. James Wilson, what a ride from him in Heat 2 though. He managed to beat Shimazu Hideyuki at an absolute canter. Soshi Sato, Yohei Yamamoto and Hideki Kudahashi there in the top 5. And then Kusaito, Kazuho Sato and Tomohiro Yamasaki getting through as well. But big drama in the last chance qualifier. We thought Kevin Reiterer was going to be the one to get through, but that is not the case. Mao Sato dominating and Ryder Wildeboer snatching qualification off Kevin Reiterer in the dying meters of the LCQ. That means the world champion will not race in the final 2 motos. He'll score no points in the championship in this first weekend. What drama here on the ocean waves in Osaka. Absolutely extraordinary. So we go into the first of the 2 motos where they can score. Shogo Ibehara, obviously one to watch after his win in Heat 1. This is one of the 2 moto finals the 18 qualified riders will compete in. Only championship points on offer if you make it through to these final 2 races, don't forget. So Reiterer will leave Osaka with no score. Watch for James Wilson on the inside, Mao Sato on the outside this time. And that charge to the whole shot is going to be fantastic. Off we go! And immediately there's a big charge forward. It'll be a tough one, but round the outside, a very confident stance. Kevin Reiterer watching from the sidelines. Can you believe the Austrian is already out of the contest? Soshi Sato looking good from the inside lane. Jaden Richardson cutting around the outside, looking for some bold moves. Jaden Richardson absolutely flying here, the Australian. Soshi Sato is leading on the inside lane, but Jaden Richardson, full of confidence, bursting out of the blocks on the outside. He leads on the outside lane. When they conflagrate, who is going to be leading? Will it be the treble one, or will it be the Japanese ace Soshi Sato, who's done such a better job in the first of the motos than he did in any of them? Jaden Richardson hits the front. Fantastic from the Aussie. Richardson full of confidence now going into the run. Soshi Sato is second, then it's James Wilson. Hideyuki side by side with Samurai. Then Ibehara in P6 from Mao Sato, way down in 7th from Masuko. Wildeboer down in 9th place. So there's a lot of great battles going on, but Wildeboer, who knocked out Kevin Reiterer, of course, a lot of ground to make up. Here's Richardson again on the outside slalom. Across the line looking so confident. Jaden Richardson full of poise and balance. Wilson has worked his way through the slaloms now up into 2nd place. So good work in the option. Samurai up to 3rd position as well. Soshi Sato's fantastic start seems to have faded him there in 4th position as well. The outside comes Mao Sato. And Soshi Sato out of the race. That's why he clearly had some problems. He had to stall the jet ski on that particular occasion. He's got it going again. But that fantastic start from Soshi Sato, just a ride to nothing in the end. There's Mao Sato trying to get himself back to the top 3. He's got to close up on James Wilson. And of course, the man in front of him as well. That is Hibiyuki, I do believe. Ebihara going well in P5, just following in the wash of the man who won earlier on, Mausato. Ryder Wildebo has made good progress as well, up to P6 for the treble 8. So he's made up some good time over the course of the races. As we go into the final lap, following in the wash of the rider out front. So difficult, of course, because the waves are so unpredictable when you get white water. But Jaden Richardson, absolutely dominant out front ever since hitting the front from the outside lane on the option on the original hole shot. He has been absolutely extraordinary. Round the yellow, out to the right, and it's going to be a very strong victory for Jaden Richardson. Qualifying is one thing, the final motos are quite another, as Jaden Richardson will seal the checkered flag. A great start for the Australian, and everybody across Oceania will be ecstatic. James Wilson is going to be second, who's going to be third? It's going to be Mausato, who just gets there to the line first and grabs third position in the dying meters. Of this race from Toshi Samurai Ahara, Shogo Ebihara in P5 from Wildeboa, Sato, Moli, Korahashi and Shimizu Hideyuki down in P10. But Jaden Richardson from James Wilson and Mausato, who snatches third in the dying embers of this race. Samurai doing a good job there in P4, had a good run early doors, and then Shogo Ebihara, after his excellent work in the heat earlier on, he takes the 5th position spot. But Jaden Richardson gets the first 60 of the season ahead of James Wilson. So to the Pro Ski Grand Prix second and final moto without Kevin Reiterer. This battle has suddenly become Wilson versus Richardson. There is the Australian, Jaden Richardson, looking confident going into this race. He'll be starting from the outside lane. James Wilson from the inside, but there is still plenty of opposition who can take it off him. All of the Japanese talent. And don't forget Tanawin Moli. Off we go. Making our way down the whole shot. And let's see who's going to get it. It's Tanawin Moli. Tanawin Moli, the Thai, has been absolutely flamboyant off the run. So off the whole shot, James Wilson has the lead of the inside lane, but on the outside lane, it is the Thai, the T4, Tanawin Moli. Look at him go. Absolutely rocketing out of the whole shot. So now it's going to be a drag race to the line between these two. Wilson versus Tanawin Moli as to who's going to get the job done, who will get the lead. It's going to be so close as they run across the finish buoy. Who will get the inside line? It will be Wilson, but can Moli hold it? Of course he can't. James Wilson absolutely euphoric on the inside line. The American hits the front, and it's going to be very hard for anyone to catch him now. So James Wilson holds the initial lead. Tanawin Moli, second place. What a great start from the Thai, though. Tanawin Moli right into the hunt. Jaden Richardson looking strong, though, P3. He can still get himself back. There's plenty of time to move his way forward. There's Mausato, still keeping himself in the mix here in the top 5. So not a bad run from Mausato this time compared to the first final moto. The second final moto is being controlled here by James Wilson to the outside run. He looks good. Tanawin Moli just controlling his run, but there's going to be pressure. Jaden Richardson has gone for the option. He's gone the other way, and Jaden Richardson from the outside line has swept ahead of the Thai. So Jaden Richardson into second place. Lovely stuff from the Aussie. Now, can he close in on James Wilson and go for a second victory? It really is a great battle between these two, as Tanawin Moli has to settle for third position, and he's dropping back. So we're going to return, but who's going to get the win? Will it be Wilson or Richardson? You rejoin us here at Osaka, halfway through Moto 2 of Pro Ski Grand Prix, and it is America versus Australia as James Wilson runs ahead of Jaden Richardson, working hard to sustain his lead. He wants to take a victory. He was second in the earlier race to the Australian. Now he wants to turn the tables, and Richardson is pushing hard to try and get it working. Looks to me as though he's actually having some difficulties now, Jaden Richardson, in some of these whitewater runs. The jet ski looks a little bit unbalanced. Tanawin Moli, third position at the moment, trying to close up on the two men. So James Wilson running well. Jaden Richardson trying to stay with him. He's dropping back. There's issues for Jaden Richardson. It's not going according to plan. and he's nowhere near as close as he was. He's looking down at the jet ski trying to see where the power is, and that's why, because Talwin Moley is catching him big time. So Talwin Moley is going to sweep through if he's not careful. He does! Talwin Moley sorts it out. Nothing Jaden Richardson can do. Up into second goes the tie, and there are problems for Jaden Richardson. So James Wilson is not only going to take the victory, but also the lead of the standings. Oh, and off goes Talwin Moley. The tie has gone. A complete washout. So the man who got in a second position, the Thai superstar, he joins Jaden Richardson on the sidelines. Richardson with technical difficulties. We thought that was coming, but Talwin Moley falls from the pro ski. My goodness. So James Wilson will have this all his own way out in front. Second now, Mausato flying the flag for the local fans here in second position. And behind him, that is Ryder Vilderboer, the man who came through from the LCQ and knocked out the world champion, now in the top three. What a comeback from Ryder Vilderboer. But the man out front and has been dominant all the way in the second of our motos. It's the man who's now on the top of the standings. James Wilson dominates. Absolutely sensational from the American. What a way to start 2025. The Kawasaki factory team are absolutely ecstatic as James Wilson conquers all here in Osaka. What a fantastic run. Commiserations to Jaden Richardson and of course to the reigning world champion Kevin Reiterer, who didn't even make it through to the final motos. A lovely handshake between Jaden and James. But it is James Wilson. He comes through, and with 113 points, he is the winner in Osaka. Mausato's second position. He has 101 points on the board. And Ryder Vilderboer, what a comeback ride from the American. He almost didn't make it, and now he is on the podium in the third and final race of his weekend. Toshi Samurai Ohara and Soshi Sato make it into the top five, ahead of Shogi Ebahara and Jaden Richardson, P7, after an amazing weekend.
To come out here and win the first round of the World Series in Osaka, home of Kawasaki as well, it's unbelievable. Jaden rode great in Moto 1. No excuses on my part. He beat me fair and square. This weekend, honestly, I've really struggled with vision. Goggles here, I think the humidity, something I just struggle with personally. I had to take my goggles off every moto towards the end. Which made it difficult for me to ride the pace I think I should have. I know that Belgium will be a really tough round. There's a lot of locals, just like here, we had a lot of the Japanese riders show up, which made a huge turnout. I know that when we go to Belgium, there will be some Europeans that show up and will make it really stiff competition. Even though they're not doing the entire World Series, it makes it tough for us, because we have to do well in all three rounds. Thank you guys for following us. Follow me, Jimmy Wilson, number 300, on our way to Belgium.
On to the runabouts we go then. 13 competitors, so they'll all make it through to the final on this occasion. Obviously, there's going to be strong Japanese contingency here. Hiroshi Morikawa, definitely one to keep an eye on. Kenta Oku, definitely good on the whole shot. Let's see what he can do today. Shinya Asai, Toshiko Sano, of course, is going to be up there, as well as Yuya Sakazaki. And we could see a lot of great skill from Tamura Masamitsu. He'll be definitely one to keep an eye on, as will Umube Mitsuyuki. Local knowledge is definitely going to help, but the other 6 riders from around the world will want a piece of the action too. Of course, Mohamed Albaz will be strong, the 3-time World Cup champion and world champion from 2023, and his countryman, the reigning world champion, Mohamed Berbeya. The Kuwaitis will definitely be strong on the water here at Osaka, but they aren't the only ones who want the victory. From Thailand, it is Lertpon Kunjeng, who's definitely eager for the off, as of course is Kazadit Tiraprati, who of course has a World Championship title from last season. And from the United Arab Emirates, keep an eye on Khalifa Khaled Balsalah. He's definitely eager for some silverware early doors. Our final competitors come from Europe, and they will want to throw themselves into the vanguard of the Asian talent. First of all, from France, it is the very talented Francois Medori. Expect him to be strong out of the blocks. And of course, the former World Cup champion from Hungary, Georgi Kaja. Is this going to be the year he bounces back to supremacy? It's been 9 years since his last World Cup title. So into the first of the two motos we go. Without a doubt, the favourites for this season are going to be the Q80s. The reigning World Cup champion, Mohamed Albaz, and the reigning world champion, Mohamed Babea. There is the Frenchman, Francois Midori, limbering up, as, of course, is the Hungarian, Georgi Kaja, the man who just doesn't age. I swear there's a painting in his attic that keeps changing. He is an amazing rider, still at the height of his powers. There's Mohamed Babea. Watch out for the 66. He will want to charge his way forward from the whole shot on the outside. Off we go, and it is Babea out of the whole shot like a rocket ship. No worries at all for Babea. Absolutely launches forward, but his countryman Albaz is going to be hot on his heels as they run through on the inside lane. He's going to have the upper hand of the narrower trajectory. So Mohamed Albaz versus Mohamed Babea, the two Q80s who know everything there is to know about pro runabout. They are absolutely on it. And at the moment, it looks as though it's going to be a very tight race between Albaz and Babea. Babea looking very strong on the outside lane. Albaz wants a little bit more. So as they come through off the final section of the slalom, it's going to be tight, but who's going to get there first? It looks like it's just going to be Babea. But can Albaz use the inside line to his advantage? He can. Babea just ran out of fortunes. Kenta Oku, then Georgi Kaja, Toshiki Sano, P5 in front of Khalifa Khaled Belsalah, but he's got his hand in the air. Kasari Tirapati and Francois Midori going to pick up the pieces from that, as will Yuya Sakazaki. There is Belsalah. What a shame for Khalifa Khaled Belsalah, the UAE rider, unfortunately in dire straits. So Mohamed Albaz taking advantage of that run through the inside lane to very good extent. There is Babea, still putting him under pressure. These two men were the kings of 2024, don't forget. Babea won the World Series, Albaz won the World Cup. So these two really are the best of the best at the moment. There is Kenta Oku, the young Japanese rider, pushing hard to continue his challenge and look for some decent pace. But there's Georgi Kaja. Do not expect the Hungarian to falter at any stage. He is still very quick indeed. He's not only got ahead of Toshiki Sano, but he is pulling away from the local star. So excellent work so far from Kaja. A third position could still be an option. Oh, that is Shinya Asai. That really is unfortunate, yet more technical problems. Once you take these waves just a little bit too tough, it can be very detrimental to the jet ski. Into the final lap though goes Mohamed Albaz. No worries at all from him out front, looking so confident and serene. This is all about rhythm at this level. You've got to make sure that you're at one with your machine. Mohamed Babea in the white water, but still able to put Albaz under some pressure. So it is a very exciting run. And Kenta Oku, he's not been able to match the Q80s for raw pace, but he's certainly got the flow and definitely has the discipline. Look at Georgi Kaja trying desperately to catch him, but he's going to have white water all the way. It's going to be so difficult for the Hungarian to get into that third position run. Good work though from Tirapratsit. He's got into fifth position ahead of Midori too. So a good work there from the tie. But it's going to be Mohamed Albaz who will secure the victory in the first of our two motos in Pro Runabout. Excellent work from Mohamed Albaz. He'll just finish things off. In close proximity is Babea, but I don't see Albaz making the mistake now, and he knows it. He signals to the stones, I've got the victory. Mohamed Albaz cruises to the line. It's a 1-2 for Q8 with Albaz ahead of Babea, and then it is Kenta Oku flying the flag for Japan. Albaz looks absolutely worn out after such a fantastic battle with his close friend and rival. Of course, there's a handshake between Albaz and Babea, but it's first blood to the World Cup champion from last year, Mohamed Albaz. He beats the reigning world champion, Mohamed Babea, and that's just for starters. Don't forget, they've got a second moto coming up. Kenta Oku flying the flag for Japan in third position. He can be very happy indeed with that. Georgi Kaja not quite able to catch him in the end. Did a great job to try though. And then Kasadit Tirapati, who's had a very good start to his weekend with a flamboyant fifth position ahead of Francois Midori and Yuya Sakazaki. Great work. Coming up next then, more great action from the Pro Runabout Grand Prix for their second moto encounter. We're back on the beach at Osaka for the Pro Runabout Grand Prix's second and final moto. Albaz versus Babea, take two then. And the two Q80s who dominate this class are going head-to-head once again. There's Mohamed Albaz. He got the win in Heat 1, Moto 1 if you like. Then Mohamed Babaya, he is only 7 points back, but he still has a chance if he can win this one to win the entire event. Kenta Oku, the favourite to challenge from Japan, but there's still plenty of talent to keep in mind as they will charge for the whole shot. This is now all going to come down to who's got the guts, the determination and the speed out of the whole shot as to who leads Moto 2 in the first buoy. Let's rise. Riders on the inside, riders on the outside, off we go, and it's an absolute rocket ship of a launch yet again from Mohamed Babaya. He did this in the previous Moto, and now he's out in front again. So there's already a big launch forward. Mohamed Babaya taking to the outside lane, Mohamed Albaz to the inside, just as it was before. But yet again, Babaya is quick out of the blocks. This time he does not want to sacrifice the lead to Albaz. So on the inside lane, Mohamed Albaz going well. On the outside lane, Babaya is full of fire and determination. Who's going to get to the line first? Last time, it was pretty much neck and neck, but Albaz had the inside line. Babaya's going to have to go even harder out of that final buoy to get the lead, and he's going to get it this time. So Babaya will hit the front. It's different from Moto 1 for sure, as Albaz is now having to give chase. Kaja's had a great start. He's up to third in front of Belsalar. Then Kenta Oku down in P5 from Tirapratip. Then it's Francois Midori, and in 8th place Toshiki Sano ahead of Mitsuyuki. And the leader, Babaya, well out in front, enjoying life in the lead of this race. He's slowing! Problems for Babaya! And through goes Albaz. He carries on. I think he was going to miss the buoy, and he had to make sure that he was going to get through. So Georgi Kaja has got through into 2nd place as well. Well, drama then, as Albaz looks like he's going to get 2 from 2. No worries at all here for the Q80 up front. Georgi Kaja should get onto the overall podium with 2nd position with the points accumulated. So now Mohamed Babaya has really got to work hard if he wants to get back up the order. 3rd position might be all he can get from this. Albaz leading the way. Look at them through the slaloms. Babaya has fought his way back into contention, and he's going to get back in front of Kaja round the far side. Mohamed Babaya, P2. What a comeback. So that will do for him, but he doesn't want to be 2nd. He wants to try and catch up to Mohamed Albaz if he can. Whatever it was that went wrong, it's not wrong now. He's back into P2 ahead of the Hungarian. And that is Georgi Kaja just having to give 2nd best to him at the moment. It's Belsalar who runs in 4th position. Good work this time from the Emirati, who is working to try and get into that top 3. Kenta Oku just doesn't have the same measure of pace that he had in Moto 1. 5th position might be the best he can hope for here. But look at Babaya. He is absolutely rocketing after Albaz. He might still have a chance to go for him. The white flag is not far away, but Babaya really needs to concentrate here. This is one of the toughest challenges he's had for a long time, to try and get that gap down to Albaz. Works his way through. Round the yellow, he'll go round the red, and he's got an opportunity here. There's not much to choose between them. No way going to get back on terms with Albaz. He's rocketing out of the turn. He's back in the lead. Mohamed Babaya, despite the hiccup earlier on, has worked his way first past Georgi Kaja and now past Mohamed Albaz. Wow, Babaya really wants this one. Kaja's still there in 3rd position in front of Belsalar. And it looks as though that's the way it's going to finish. But Babaya with the comeback of the century. Who would have thought he would manage to eclipse that back into the victory? What an extraordinary performance from Mohamed Babaya. I am not going to be defeated. Nothing is going to stop me from winning this, he says to his opponents. And Mohamed Babaya is going to make it 1 each for the World Cup champion and now the world champion. Mohamed Babaya takes an unbelievable victory out in 1st position. What a run. And with the points accumulated, he will be the champion from the weekend here in Osaka. Absolutely astonishing ride. One of the best we've ever seen in pro runabout. Nice high five from his opponent, Mohamed Albaz. What a fantastic weekend in Pro Runabout Grand Prix. You can see for yourself on the scores that Mohamed Babaya and Mohamed Albaz are tied on 113. But of course, in this sport, whoever wins the 2nd is the one with preference. So Mohamed Babaya takes the win by virtue of the fact that he won Moto 2 rather than Moto 1. Mohamed Albaz 2nd from Georgi Kaja, the local favourite Kenta Oku, and the very talented Thai Kasadit Tirapratip. What an extraordinary way to start the World Series.
First of all, I want to thank God to get 1st place in 1st round in World Series. in Osaka, Japan. I am very happy with my teammate Mohammed Albazi get second. Because in Kuwait we training very hard and we go up from beginners to amateur to pro and to pro. And we have like 10 years now we're working on racing in these categories. And also my mechanic's the best mechanic in the world, so that one he give me a good ski and good rider. I do like 28 world title from 2007 until 2024. I go with 4 Guinness World Record with this title, so I'm very happy. I will be stronger for next round in Belgium. Thailand the best place to the race, so Thailand the best, and we will see you in Thailand December.
Great racing in Runabout Grand Prix. Now we go to the Pro Sport Grand Prix class. Omar Sally, reigning world champion, head-to-head with the British rider Simon Belcher, with Subhadat Butrakul and Philin Sally also in the mix. And watch out for Tapatarat Josonason of Thailand. He's definitely going to be one for the victory. So in the first of the 2 motos, it was always going to be ridiculously close. But for once, Omar Sally had a difficult day at the office. He dropped back while the other riders surged forwards. But the big talking point was halfway round the first run. Watch this. How close was it for Josonason of Thailand and Belcher of the United Kingdom? Inches away from disaster, as Simon Belcher watches his whole life flash before his eyes. Tapatarawat Josonason was going round the wrong buoy and crossing over into the adjacent slalom. Simon Belcher, a very lucky man. Josonason was able to take the lead away from Simon Belcher, which really hampered the rhythm for the Englishman for the rest of Moto 1. Without that, he could easily have taken the victory. So Simon Belcher had to play catch-up to Josonason and try and stretch away from the Cambodian Philin Sally. But despite the spurs of encouragement from Sophie Miller and Team GB on the sidelines, Simon Belcher couldn't quite hold on to Philin Sally. The Cambodian got ahead and into second position. That would of course later become a victory when Tapatarawat Josonason would get a penalty for his misdemeanour on the opening start. So with him disqualified and Philin Sally in the lead, there would be more heartbreak as Simon Belcher would have to settle for second position in his attempts to go for another World Championship title. But at least he fared better than Tai Yang-ro, the South Korean, out with technical problems. So Josonason crossed the line first, but his transgression earned him a 1-lap penalty. That means it's the Cambodian out in front. Philin Sally then able to take the victory in front of the British rider Simon Belcher, former British touring car racer turned jet ski superstar, and Subhadat Butrakul from Thailand ending up in third ahead of Joichiro Caetano. Moto 2, and it was a little bit more easy going for Subhadat Butrakul, the Thai rider able to run a beautiful race up front. No worries for him in the lead. Second place for Philin Sally would surely be enough after his win in the earlier heat to claim the championship title from Osaka. But there would still be a big opposition from Omar Sally, who had certainly got his rhythm going again for the second moto. Whatever problems he'd had earlier were now gone. Simon Belcher would be frustrated. Another difficult day at the office. 4th position for the treble 1, with hopes that he can do better in Belgium. The checkered flag flew, and it was a great victory for Subhadat Butrakul, the Thai winner, in fantastic form. But the winner in Osaka over the 2 motos would be Philin Sally, the Cambodian taking a win and a second, giving him the title from Japan. So a fantastic effort then in Pro Sport Grand Prix and a great competition with Philin Sally, Subhadat Butrakul and the Englishman Simon Belcher on the final podium. For the reigning world champion Omar Sally, he's got to go back to the drawing board, ready for Belgium, with Joichiro Caetano flying the flag for Japan alongside his countryman Kentaro Ito. When we come back, there's more great action from Pro Freestyle, Runabout 1100 Open, and of course, the Indy 500 of jet ski, the Endurance Open. We'll conclude proceedings here in Osaka with highlights of the other competitions. Firstly, the Pro-Am Runabout 1100 Open. And it looks like in 2025, we could even see a changing of the guard. It's all been about the Philippine star Marshal Louis Buisan in recent times, a former world champion who really has been conquering things in Pro-Am Runabout 1100 Open. But everybody needs to watch their backs. There's a new kid on the block. Wodakit Mongkopon of Thailand has been absolutely sensational out of the blocks. Buisan had technical problems. The Philippines' former champion, was now out on the sidelines. But if anybody thought they were going to have an easy run in 2025, think again. Monkelborn has come in with fresh energy and a very exciting new talent. The depth of his ability has only really been finalised in this first weekend. Philin Sally doing a great job to keep up with him, but the Cambodian would have to play second fiddle throughout. There was plenty of local talent on offer. Tadao Hayashiguchi was doing a great run in third position. But if Osaka sets the tone for the rest of 2025, Pro-Am Runabout 1100 Open could end up becoming Wadakit Monkelborn's playground. A dominant weekend in Osaka, and the new Thai superstar is definitely one to watch over the course of the season. He took a euphoric victory in Moto 1 and then came back to do it again in Moto 2. So after a dominant weekend in Osaka, Japan, it's peace out from Monkelborn with a big threat of more on the way. Now to the pro freestyle. It's the gymnastics and the Olympic acrobatics of our sport, with some incredible talent on offer and some amazing tricks. This is one of the most spectacular features of any Waterjet World Series event. The top three were flamboyant as ever. Flying the flag for Japan, Hisaki Hayashi, with amazing combinations and flamboyant energy. There's plenty more from him in the future, and hopefully his star is only on the ascendancy. An amazing spectacle for the fans. The greatest woman freestyler in the world? I think it's fair to say that's probably a fact now. The American sensation Demi Morgan, continuing to challenge and push her own boundaries with some amazing combinations that really put her at the very pinnacle of this competition. If she keeps this up, it's not going to be long before she can claim best in the world status. Catch her if you can. But there's one man who just cannot be challenged or toppled at the top of this sport at the moment, Taiji Yamamoto. Every time he returns to the competition, he brings a new flavour of excitement and energy. This man just cannot be challenged at the moment. Hopefully there's a little bit more competition from the others in 2025, but with Yamamoto on the water, it's very hard to defeat him. Another fantastic showcase for the fans, and the riders are already in training to bring us something special in Belgium. Now we go to the Indy 500 of our sport, the Endurance Open, where the race begins on the sand. The riders launch forward and jump to their jet skis, and then race for 35 minutes flat on the power on the outer perimeter of our course. It's deadly, it's brutal, it's physical, and the winner is one of the greatest athletes in the world. So with a big challenge straight out of the blocks, everybody knew this was going to be a tough competition. But for the local star, Hajime Isahai, he was absolutely the man to beat. Francois Midori of France has come out of the blocks with plenty of energy in 2025, but so too has his young countryman, Hugo Pastorello, son of the legend Jean-Bruno Pastorello. He's here in Osaka, but this time he's a coach rather than a racer. His son is taking over the legacy. But the race wasn't without problems. Takeshi Shimawakida had difficulties even getting to the finish. At least he took it in good heart. Marshal Louis Buissan probably didn't. A nightmare weekend in Osaka. He can only hope for much better in Belgium. But for Hajime Isahai, 35 minutes flat on the throttle looked like a breeze. The Japanese star was flamboyant in victory. A fantastic result with a brilliant weekend wrapped up. At least there was one Japanese champion on the top of the podium. But Francois Midori must be confident heading to round 2 in Belgium. Now for our rankings from Osaka. James Wilson taking the Pro Ski Grand Prix title ahead of Mao Sato and Ryder Wildeboer. In Sport GP, it was the Cambodian Philin Sally ahead of Supatat Futrikul and the British rider Simon Belcher. In Pro-Am Runabout 1100 Open, it's the new boy Wadakit Monkelborn ahead of Philin Sally and Tadao Hayashiguchi. Berbea and Albaz are still the kings of Pro Runabout GP, with Georgi Kaja not far away. Hajime Isahai got the Endurance Open dominated from Francois Midori and Hugo Pastorello. And in Pro Freestyle, Taiji Yamamoto is still the king ahead of Demi Morgan and Hisaki Hayashi. Now for the other competitions. The Pro-Am Women's Ski Grand Prix was won by Megumi Hattori of Japan, ahead of Kaneko and Sophie Francis. In Pro-Am Ski Stock, it was Tanawid Moli, ahead of Waterwit Jiprasong and Tanawid Moli. In Pro-Am Runabout Stock, it was Nutukon Pupati that got the victory ahead of Akada Yuki and Rashid Aldawas. Then in expert ski GP, Tanawid Moli conquered again, with Kuchi Tyler ahead of Hugo Pastorello of France. In expert runabout superstock, Kasadit Tirapratic bounced back in style ahead of Keiji Konishi and Fahad Ahmad Al Reyes, with Vansadin K taking victory in the amateur ski 4-stroke lights ahead of Osman Min and Keiji Suzuawa. Philin Sally was on form again in amateur runabout 1100 stock, with Jacqueline Noenhong and Angelo Inigo Ventus giving chase. Cecina Pungam was victorious in women runabout stock ahead of Christine Kate Mercado and Kayla Mercado. Adapon Kunze got the win in Veterans Runabout Limited in front of Ivan Kolbabski and Patrice Pellier of France. Jonathan Pan got the victory in the Veterans Ski Grand Prix in front of Yamamoto and Yamaji. Osman Min was victorious in novice ski stock, with Sam Wilson and Nipitbon Kitawaranat chasing him down. Khalil Sadini got the win in novice runabout stock for Morocco in front of Noenhong and Fukunori. And then to the juniors. Shinosuke Sato was victorious ahead of Ty Smith and Ali Alail in junior 13 to 15 stroke lights. And in the one-lap slalom juniors for the ski 1100 stock, it was Pataranon Patsangdi. Ganapon Pechawang got the victory in the 8 to 13 years spark stock. The riders will take these magic memories and in some cases essential lessons into the next phase of their season. Some will return home to continue their training. Others will have a rest first. But some will stay a few days more in Osaka, soaking up the delights of this incredible city in one of the most phenomenal countries in the world. There's nowhere quite like Japan, and no sport quite like water jet. Our first round has been a resounding success, so we'll move on from Japan to Belgium. We'll see you at the Lakes of Oder on the 24th to 27th of July. And from there, we'll head to Thailand for the season finale, a place you have to see to believe.
I go to Phuket. It was so fun. I'm telling all of the fans to come Thailand to see the race and enjoy.
People are very nice and the food is very good. I think I like Thailand.
My favorite is Pattaya and Bangkok.
Gapao rice number 1.
マンゴーのスティックを食べたんですね。それがとても美味しかったです。
We did the elephants and the tigers and the weather was beautiful. So I'm definitely ready to go back in December.
See the different kind of foods, the different restaurants, the different way of living. It was an opportunity of a lifetime.
We go to visit the jungles, the island. So it's really, we spend nice time always in Thailand. Big love for Thailand.